Let me start with a confession. I love catching cutthroat trout, particularly on dry flies. As Montana's only native trout species, they're a vestige of the Rocky Mountains' pre-European history. No, they don't tend to grow as large as rainbows and browns, but don't believe it if someone tells you that cutthroats don't fight hard. They're brilliantly colored, gorgeous fish, and they readily take dry flies. One of the best places in the world to consistently catch nice-sized cutthroat trout is Yellowstone National Park's Lamar River. These are Yellowstone cutthroat trout, one of several subspecies. In addition to its fishy residents, the Lamar River also hosts a wide variety of other wildlife, including vast herds of bison and, yes, an occasional grizzly bear, so bring your bear spray if you plan on fishing here. Paul Weimer and I spent the better part of the day yesterday fishing the Lamar River, and though the fishing was far from red hot, we both caught several nice fish. There are tons of grasshoppers hopping around the valley, and hopper patterns can certainly be effective. But by this time of the year, the fish have seen a ton of foam hopper patterns, and so Paul and I both chose to try smaller attractor dries. I went with a double dry setup, with a peacock never-sink trude trailed by a blue super wolf dropper, both in about size 16. I caught fish on both flies. Paul went with a classic, a small royal wolf. We caught most of the fish in the choppy water at the head of deeper pools. Around mid-afternoon, the wind came up, the fishing slowed, and it was time to go home. But all in all, it was a successful day of fishing in one of America's most spectacular settings. A word of advice: if you want to fish the Lamar River this summer, you should probably do so in the next week or two. Water levels are getting quite low and the fish spookier and spookier. The Lamar also tends to get muddy when rained on, so you probably want to keep an eye on the weather radar for afternoon thunder showers in the area the day before you go up there. See what I mean about cutthroats being feisty? This one wants nothing to do with the net. To get to the Lamar Valley from the north entrance at Mammoth, take a left towards Tower Roosevelt, and then at Tower Roosevelt take another left towards Cook City. You'll cross over the Yellowstone River and then the Lamar River, continue through the canyon of the Lamar until it opens up into the broad Lamar Valley. Remember, all cutthroat must be released, pinch your barbs, and no lead is allowed. For Sweetwater Fly Shop, this is Dan Jagan.